Previously on Chat 62.
What day did you graduate from boot camp? And what emotion were you going through?
I graduated March 7th, 1997.
March 7th, 1997. You went in November 4th, 1996.
Yeah. 4.5 months.
Not the traditional Marine Corps recruit training experience.
And I think this is probably the first Marine that we're talking to that actually went to PCP and got recycled.
We get liberty when we're off for a while. You go home, you start to see some people that you hadn't seen in a while, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
I graduate. I eat food, a bunch of food I shouldn't have ate. I got sick. I dropped another 10 pounds. So I dropped down to 155. I got real sick. I went to go see the girl that I officially broke up with me, and she wasn't there at her house. I would go to her work. She wasn't there. I don't want to say I was borderline stalking, but I'm like, dude, I want you to see how I look. Like, in my head, it's like, okay, if you see me, you're going to fucking change your mind. No, I went to go see my friend. I went to go see my best friend at the time. And he's like, what the fuck happened to you? You're like a fucking Q-tip. You look like a fucking Q-tip. You know, I saw relatives and stuff like that. And it was like, I know you know how it is when you get out. You come out with some fucking cockiness, dude. You can fucking take the fucking road over by yourself. Yeah, I was just like, fuck, I could do anything. I was on that fucking high. And that cockiness is just fucking growing and growing and growing.
You do feel like Superman.
Yeah, I felt fucking invincible. And I ended up getting, instead of the 10 days, I ended up getting recruiter's assistance.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I was on recruiter's assistance for 35 days. 35 days I was on recruiter's assistance.
Within those 35 days, was there a reason behind that? Because that's not typically heard of, right?
Like, well, it was at that time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because all kinds of fuckers are asking for recruiter's assistance. So you would either, I don't know, it was increments. But for some reason, they maxed me out at 35 days. I'm like, cool, I'll fucking take it.
Was that 35 days on top of the 2 weeks that they give you after? Oh, dude.
Yeah. So I was out for 45 days. Yeah. So a month and a half, I was fucking running around basically undoing everything I fucking did. I worked so fucking hard to do. I wasn't working out every day. I was hanging out with this one other Marine that was on recruiter's assistance who went on recruiter's assistance while he was in the fleet, Mike Rios. I kind of learned from him how to play the field when it came to dating.
Oh.
Because of him.
No. I thought you meant the military experience.
No,
okay.
Women are going to be a problem during my whole time in the Marine Corps.
Well, we're Marines. Women look at us a little bit differently too. So
but then we got all fucking stupid, and we'll talk about that later.
That's true. So, well, when you're on recruiting duty, did you recruit anybody?
Yeah, I've recruited one kid out of Montebello.
Do you remember his name? Maybe no, nothing.
No fucking clue. Like, I just know he lived in Montebello, and when I passed it every so often, I'm like, oh, that's where that kid lived. Maybe two. I think I recruited two, and there was another kid in South Almani. Yeah, during that time, I was just dating other women, and that became my priority, unfortunately, to the point where I met somebody. Man, she was pretty much, and I allowed it to happen, where I got derailed. We'll cross that later.
You finish boot camp. The challenge is complete. You have your recruiting duty for extended period of time. You recruit 2 people. You get promoted to PFC, MCT. How did you dominate that challenge?
Well, 45 days of not doing much, I fucking hurt. Because I think immediately we go about motherfucker. I think it's within like the first week or something like that. You knew who was on recruiter's assistance because we all were in the back. We were all, or who started smoking again. We were all in the fucking back, and we got shit for it. Like, what the fuck were you doing? You and the platoon sergeant immediately knew. Y'all were on fucking recruiting duty, weren't you? Yeah, Sergeant, we were just so fucking out of shape, dude. That's all. I don't remember much. During recruiter's assistance, I ended up meeting another girl. It got serious too quick, where I was engaged when I left.
Wow.
Yeah.
Within that time, like.
Yeah. I got engaged pretty quick. I remember telling my mom, and this is just a big part. So this whole recruiting duty. I remember telling my mom was just disappointed. She was in shock. She's like, well, what can I do, mijo? I can't stop you. I just hope you're happy. My platoon sergeant in MCT, Corporal Kissick, talked me out of getting married. And then it was my best friend who talked me out of it in the San Diego airport after MCT graduation. So I don't have much memory of MCT. I just knew that, okay, I'm going to be going to Camp Lejeune for school, for PA school. And I remember my platoon sergeant talking me out of getting married. That's all I remember. I'd taken an awesome ass photo that I don't know where the fuck it's at. And I wish I could fucking find it. It's a badass fucking, like, remember you would take it with like your platoon? I'm holding that fucking rifle so fucking badass. Probably the only picture I have of me holding that fucking rifle badass. I don't remember anybody else who was in MCT with me, but God knows where the photo is.
It's somewhere. And it will be found. And I'm sure, hopefully, someone that might have it is listening and they could share it with us.
That would be nice.
That would be. MCT, SOI, MCT school, and then going into MOS school.
Yeah.
Cam Johnson, North Carolina. How was that for you? Have you traveled before? Have you been outside of California?
Other than
Almani?
Other than Ensenada, that was it. But if I was driving down, 4 hours or whatever it was my first time on a plane.
Going back to MCT really quick, how was that experience like for you when you were trying the new weapons that we were introducing?
Fucking awesome. Thank you for triggering that memory. I think my favorite weapon to fire was a grenade launcher. That was fucking fun. Because I think they shot off in colors, didn't they? Like when they would hit a target, they would go into a certain color, I think. Maybe? Or I'm not thinking.
I think it was hitting, depending on what it hit, it would
go off in a certain color.
Yeah, so maybe. It could let us know sort of what.
Yeah, that you're on target.
Yeah.
But that was the coolest thing. I think the second was 50 cal. That was fucking badass too. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, dude, that was it was so cool just firing all those fucking weapons and of course throwing grenades.
Oh, yeah, dude, that was fun.
It's like fuck. The stress they put on you about throwing a grenade the right way and what could go wrong. Yeah, and the fact that that whoever's monitoring you basically has to give their life for you if you fuck it up.
So the image behind throwing a grenade, sometimes a picture you would images with that ultimate last stance before you toss it, or
the Al Bundy.
Yeah. There we
Al
go.
Bundy pose from
4 touchdowns, 1 game.
Yeah,
that's what it was, and you were like, yep. You just followed through, and you would squat down, hear the explosion, and then go do what you need to do,
and go do it again.
Yeah. So I'm glad we touched on that because it was exciting. Those were exciting times, and I don't ever think we'll ever have that opportunity again unless we go to Vegas and.
I wanted to do that when we're living in Vegas too. I wanted to do that. I mean, there's still always that chance.
You go to Cam Johnson, North Carolina, other than traveling to Ensenada. How was that experience like? Or what months were you there in 1997?
I was there late April to the beginning of August. So I got spring and I got summer in North Carolina. And the reason why it took so long to pick up was because I was just waiting for other Marines to check in. So I was with Mac Company. Do you remember Mac Company? Oh, no, you weren't there. You fucking walked in and they fucking put you straight to school. I worked in I was with Mac Company, and that was a pickup platoon until we had more Marines that came in to form a class. That we had enough to form a class. Shit, it was almost about a month, maybe, that I was in Mac Company. But it was fun, though. It felt like college. Like you made friends with other Marines that were going to 0121, basically to PA school. Mac Company was fun because we were the cool Mexicans. We found a place that had skirt steak. I don't know, it was probably Stater Brothers or something. I don't know. And we were making carne asada. It was the first time I had a sip of beer, like ever. It was fun. I'm sure there's pictures of me somewhere where I'm throwing the West Side sign and fucking trying to be fucking cool. And
we all did it. We all did it. You had to represent.
Yeah, you had to represent, and we were the cool California Mexican Marines. It was a blast. I was engaged, not engaged a bunch of times.
At North Carolina? No.
No, to the same fucking girl.
No, I know. What was your MOS?
0121, Personnel Administration. Spring break, we went to Myrtle Beach. Goddamn motherfucking Myrtle Beach. That was fun. It was just that introvert attitude came back in, and I didn't really do much. It was cool to go to South Carolina, and that was it. I remember hitting like little diners. I don't remember going to the beaches and doing stupid spring break shit or nothing like that. In my head, I was like, fuck, if I do something stupid, I'm going to get in trouble. There was always that mentality for me. Like, I was afraid to take the risks. Going to the Jacksonville Mall, fucking having our fucking barbecues, fucking bumping fucking Tupac.
By the way, Jacksonville Mall is the greatest mall in the world. So if you ever had a chance to visit it, please do. North Carolina, Jacksonville.
And then don't forget to stop by the Driftwood.
That's right. Yes, you'll have a wonderful time. Just wanted to give a shout out to Jacksonville, North Carolina for those memories, you know. So you dominate that and you are finished. And
I'm sorry.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Real quick. I remember landing into North Carolina and seeing how everything was so flat and there was just so many trees. And I was like, whoa, this is fucking different from the San Gabriel Valley. I thought that was so fucking cool. And I think that's where my love for being out in the woods came from, was being out on the East Coast. Like it was so peaceful. And I remember when we would PT around Camp Johnson, we would run out to the lake. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That was so, and passing by where Motor T School was.
Right.
And Supply. It was just so peaceful. Like, I loved those runs. It was humid as fuck, but I love those fucking runs. I was still running a 19-minute 3-mile PFT, but it was just so peaceful. I love those fucking runs. That's what I probably remember most out of more than spring break or, you know, the other stupid shit, you know, going to the fucking filling station, fucking E-Club. It was just the runs, running around base. It was just so fucking beautiful. So beautiful.
I agree with you. Yeah. I think I fell in love with nature there too, because I had never really experienced it that way. I remember that lake. It was huge. It was huge. And I remember people would talk, oh, I could swim that. I'm like, no, dude. No,
it was a fucking big lake.
That water's flowing pretty fast too,
yeah.
You know. I remember sitting around walking there at nighttime when we weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
But we did. And I saw deer for the first time, like in my lifetime, so close up to me.
Yeah.
I didn't touch them. I was afraid because I didn't know what was going to happen. But
mule kick.
I also saw these big old ticks on them too. I was like, shit. Yeah, dude. I was like, no, I'm good.
I get the Lyme disease.
Right. North Carolina. Actually, it's really beautiful, you know, especially around that region.
I would love to go back.
Just to sort of revisit, you know, and see if it's the same feel, right? I mean, because I remember showing up to the airport and it was just dead empty.
Yes.
Yeah.
That airport was so small.
It was scary in a way because I was like, where do I go? Where do I walk out to? And who do I speak to? And I didn't see any cabs, you know? So I was like, I didn't know who to call. It was just like I was in an environment by myself for the first time. Well, in a new state by myself, you know, more than anything, as I guess an adult. You know? Yeah,
I think there too. I think it was the first time I actually experienced racism, not against me, but it was against I guess African Americans. And this cab driver said something, and I won't repeat it. And me and the other Marines, we weren't black. We were white and Hispanic. And we didn't react. And he's like, oh, fuck. He didn't read the room right. And he's like, fuck, I said it's a bunch of fucking Marines. So he's like, he didn't say much after that. No. But that was the only first time I experienced some kind of racist comment like that.
You know, it's really funny because you see a change now. Like over the years, I think a lot of people will be hesitant to say a statement like that, depending on which region you're in. I know here in California, no.
Probably North Carolina, they're probably still saying shit like that.
Maybe, yeah. But I see a shift happening, you know, and hopefully it's going to be for the better. Of course, it always has to.
I hope so.
I do too. I really do.
Progression, not regression.
That's right. Yeah, North Carolina, Camp Johnson.
Thank you for bringing back those memories. I haven't thought about that stuff in years, man.
Once you finish that, you do you do more recruiting? No,
I thought about it because of that girlfriend I was engaged to. But no, I think they denied it. And I really don't remember. But I know it did cross my mind. Maybe we could get like another 45 days or 30 days.
And really quick, I just want to know something really quick. We always choose 3 options as our, I want to talk to you about that briefly. Let's go back when you were enlisting. What were your 3 options that you selected, or, how was that ASVAB experience as well,
With the ASVAB experience, I rated mediocre. They're like, okay, you qualify for these 3 fields: personnel administration, aviation mechanic, legal administration. I'm like, well, fucking legal would be fucking cool. I could, when I get out, I could be a paralegal. That'd be a fucking cool thing. But when they said aviation mechanic, I'm like, I'm fucking horrible with my hands. The only thing I could really do is fucking put cabinets together, and that's pretty much it. Aviation mechanic, fuck that shit. They give it to me, whatever. But I was fucking paranoid. I was like, San Mateo doing the Chiripioca. I'm like, I can't fucking do that shit. Lo and behold, I didn't get legal administration. I definitely wasn't an aviation mechanic, so I ended up being personnel administration. I'm like, oh, fucking push paper, I guess. That's what my dad wanted me to do. He was a hardworking man. He would come home covered in fucking cement. Sometimes he'd work with the red cement. He would come home fucking doused in fucking red cement. Sometimes he'd come home working with the black cement, doused in fucking black cement. Or the regular gray-white cement. He'd be doused in that, looking like a fucking ghost. The one thing he did tell me was, Mijo, I don't want you working outside. I don't want you working with your hands. Work in an office. Only direction I really got. Nothing else to really go off of. Okay, Dad, I'll work in an office. What am I doing fucking 30 years later? Working for a high-end bank in a fucking office. But, I wish there would have been that push. Hey, you know what? I'll teach you how to use your hands. I'll teach you how to do this. And I would go out there in the concrete, or, doing cement finishing with them. 8 years old, working 8-hour days, and what I get at the end of the week, a fucking $5 transformer. But I did get a taste of it, but I just wish I would have got it with more patience and with more time. I think, that would have been a good backup to have, or just a good side job to have. You know what I mean? To have those skills.
That's true.
You know what? If I may say, I think it comes down to our families, because we come, a lot of us from third world countries. We come from poverty, and everything is labor intensive, and their mentality is get us out of doing that. So I think they mean it with the best intention,
Oh, of course. Yeah, he had the best intentions. It's funny because I tell my son now, whatever you do, mijo, whatever you do, kiddo, don't work in an office. Pursue your dreams, and I will push it in the max. And the same goes for my daughter. Don't get stuck working in an office. Pursue your dreams. If you want to be a vet, it's in an office, whatever. But you'll be a vet. If you want to go into child psychology, fucking go for it. With Jacob, you know how Jacob is. He wants to be a marine biologist. Fucking do it.
That's wonderful.
Go to Santa Cruz. Go to UC Santa Cruz. Fucking go for it. I don't want you guys getting stuck working in a fucking office, pushing fucking paper. It's a great job, but I know there could have been something out there better for me.
You finished that journey, and you're starting your new one at your new duty station. Which one are you representing?
5th Marines, Camp San Mateo, 62 area. The headquarters company.
When you were there, part of the 6-2 is a tribute to our time at the 62 area of Camp Pendleton, which is basically a area where it's housing a lot of infantrymen, as well as combat engineers, motor T, armory personnel, and a wide range of other things. But it's geared towards infantry units, Victor units specifically, that do see overseas time for the most part. Almost guaranteed. You were probably there in the talks when they were talking about wanting to consolidate some of the major...
I got to headquarters company.
When did you get your headquarters company?
I got to headquarters company in August of 1997. I didn't graduate top of the class at PA school. I was, probably I think the bottom 3. I think it was maybe, one was Okinawa, somewhere in Lejeune, and the other selection was Camp Pendleton. Me being in love at the time, what did my stupid ass fucking pick? I'll go back to Camp Pendleton and I'll be close to home. And then I realized, I want to be at the outskirts of Camp Pendleton, more closer, to southern Orange County. Fuck, that's even closer to home. I'll take it. I'll be next to my fucking girlfriend. So I took it, not realizing I'm going to be attached to a grunt unit. And I reported there August of 97. I don't know, I think I was probably engaged once again. I don't know. I kept calling it on and off. I got there. I remember getting to main site. I'm sorry. Seeing my guide from boot camp and seeing how much he had fucking changed his mentality. He wasn't that hard ass motherfucker that graduated. We had the company guide, you know, that meritorious, whatever. He was just, he didn't give a fuck anymore. I was like, fuck, what the fuck happened to you between graduation and right now? He wasn't that hard-nosed. He wasn't hard-nosed anymore. I'm like, fuck, dude, something changed him. So I remember taking that with me and getting, you know, and taking that. We dropped them off somewhere in Mainside. They drove me all the way to fucking Camp San Mateo, 62 area. I remember the driver saying, this is a grunt unit. You're going to be working with the grunts. I'm like, shit. All right. But I'm in California. I'm next to my girlfriend. Whatever. I checked in, and my personnel chief was Staff Sergeant Danny Acosta. Oh, I think when he got out, I think he may have been a first sergeant. He was a former drill instructor. He was hard ass. Like, he was gung ho. He wanted to do everything the grunts did. So when they would have exercises to go fire weapons, we got volunteered. To do spy rigging, we got volunteered. To do fucking the humps and shit like that, got volunteered. CACs got volunteered.
Explain what sky rigging was.
They would basically attach you to a rope, and the helicopter would take off, and he would fly you from the helipad all the way out to the ocean, come back around, back to the helipad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, he was really gung ho, and it was, at the time I was like, "Fuck, why are you doing this, dude? We're just fucking pushing paper." But now I got it now after the fact. Like, he really wanted us to have that Marine Corps experience, even though, you know, we were stuck fucking pushing paper. I was SRB clerk, audited the Marines' records, checked them in, marriage packages, audited their pay, all that stuff.
And that was at the headquarters.
That was at CONAD, yes, Consolidated Administration.
Do you remember your leadership during that time?
Well, my personnel chief, Staff Sergeant Danny Acosta, his NCOIC was a Lance Corporal at the time, Andres Escanuela. He was from Dallas, Texas. So that's when I started hearing all the y'alls and yars and any derivatives of that word. There was a Lance Corporal Christopher Treadaway. I worked with Lance Corporal Fernando Zapian and Lance Corporal Sean Muniz. Sean Muniz ended up becoming a lifer. That was pretty cool. Being there gave me a taste of how, and I see it different now, but at the time, I saw how easy it was to say too much and get fucked for giving too much information. Even to those guys, like, coming in fucking fresh-eyed, wide-eyed, and bushy-tailed, hey, I'm engaged. And they use that shit against me. Or they would use my weaknesses against me. I'm like, fuck, I thought I could trust you guys. And there was only a couple, and I won't throw names out there, that kind of did me dirty like that. I think that's where my
DTA, don't trust anyone,
policy came in during that time. I kind of adopted that from Stone Cold Steve Austin. The more I said, the more I got fucked, you know? I just learned just to close up and not say much. And it all taught me lessons. I think I let my relationship get in the way of the Corps too, those first 3 years. Because that really does tie in when I should have been focusing on my mission of being a Marine. And, you know, doing my enlistment and beyond. But I just let that love, I guess, get in the way of the Marine Corps. That really does play those first 3 years, unfortunately. It really does play a major factor in those first 3 years. It was to the point where my roommates were okay with letting her stay. That I shouldn't have fucking done that. First sergeant was seeing that shit. He wasn't saying nothing yet because, you know, Monarca was good. He wasn't doing anything stupid. So it was kind of going under the radar. But that was shit I shouldn't have been doing, dude. I should have been focusing on being... I was half-assing it, dude, and I know I could have done better. But I was I had rose-colored glasses on. I had something else on my mind. Yeah, I think I let that get to me. So that was the better part of those 3 years, dude. Like, I was just distracted. I was really distracted. And I had, it was just convenient just to come home every weekend. My dad got me a car for boot camp graduation. It was an old, it was an 84 Cougar. Sorry, it was in the Cat family. I had my Cougar, and she got me up and down fucking the 5 freeway. For the better part of those 3 years. And yes, I was able to see my family, as often as I wanted to. And especially when my roommates were up to their shenanigans that I can't talk about, I would say, fuck it, I'm just going to go home for the night. I'm going to go see mom and dad and a girlfriend. Or I would, we'll see if I want to keep this in there. But it got to the point where I didn't want to be around my roommates, so I was living out in town in motels.
Really?
With the girlfriend, because I just didn't want to see those guys, because there had to be some kind of separation for me. I see you guys all day during fucking work. I don't want to see you guys after fucking 4 o'clock. I have to deal with you throughout the fucking night. I wake up in the morning and see you. For me, it just drove me fucking crazy, because those guys are the fucking party guys. That's not me. Even if I wouldn't have had my girlfriend or been with anybody, that's not me, dude. I just needed that separation. I needed, it shouldn't have been that way because we're a band of brothers, but I needed that separation. Sometimes I would go to the Laguna Hills Mall and just hang out there because I didn't want to fucking deal with them.
With your green shirt tucked in, with your blue jeans, and
who was I? Fucking Kevin Lopez? Shit.
I'm just
I know you're there.
Yeah, is he there? Is he still there? Or did he doze off? No.
At ease, Devil Dog. At ease.
Listen here, Marine.
But yeah, my those first 3 years were just, they were overshadowed by me just trying to keep that relationship, and just, if he wanted just fucking for me just to come clean, I was, what's the word I can say?
Head over heels? No.
I wasn't thinking with the right head.
Oh, young, dumb, and full of
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was, I did, when I would go out to CAX, I would be all fucking pissed off because I couldn't see my girlfriend. I remember dedicating that one song from Wyclef, I'll Be Gone Till November.
Really?
I would dedicate that to my girlfriend at the time, and because, I wasn't going to be gone. I think CAX deployments were, about 2 or 3 months at the time. It varied. Yeah, I remember going out to CAX. I just felt like they were just fucking with me. Like, he needs he needs some time away from this fucking chick. And now I appreciate it, because, it made me appreciate, when I would get back. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. But yeah, back then I'm like, dude, they're just fucking with me. They're just fucking with me, like, for reals. And CAX was fun. It was fun. And, going out to the field, meeting the Australian Marines, hearing that the Australian Marines gave the fucking WMs VDs.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude, there was something else, man. But I know it was an experience. Or when they sent me to Bridgeport, it was an experience, but I was fucking pissed off because I was away from home.
Reminds me of another shout out to the certain gentleman that went through that too. But
oh yeah,
yeah, we all go through it.
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah, so fuck. Yeah, and it was just, it wasn't a good relationship. I could have been without. I could have done. Not done. I guess I could have done better too.
Well, I'm sure something good came out of it at some point. I mean, there has to be something. Maybe no, you could have learned from it. Maybe, or just
I learned from it, and I realized what kind of woman I really wanted, and she wasn't it. So yeah, if anything, it provided clarity. Being 19, 20, 21. Back in 98, I checked in a Marine, and I looked at his nameplate. And I'm like, Mayor. I remember that name. Yeah, he was there. I saw the name tape. His name tag said Mayor, and I'm like, holy shit. I go, Jesus Mayor? He's like, yeah. So that was cool. He just came back. He did his tour in Okinawa. He did his time out there, and he was going to finish up his enlistment over in Camp Pendleton. And I thought that was really cool to reconnect with him again, because I hadn't seen this guy since boot camp. I took him in, and he became part of our family, and he's been part of my family since, part of the Monarca family. You know, he would come, you know, almost every weekend, maybe every other weekend, you know, and hang out with my family, and we do cookouts and stuff like that. And he was part of the family up until he moved back to Texas back in early 01.
So you're at headquarters company, 5th Marines, CONAD. At some given point, you're transitioning to a new or a bigger unit that was consolidating into a big admin center.
Chief Warrant Officer Kelly was stopping by. I guess he was stopping by all the administration offices, and he was telling them about this new thing called the PAC, the Personnel Administration Center, and how they were going to consolidate all the administrations and bring, in our case, they were going to bring 15253524 headquarters company all together, and we were going to be under one hub. We were going to be taking care of all the administration for all the battalions in the regiment. I wasn't sold on the idea. I'm like, this thing ain't going to fucking happen until after I get out. You know, I don't have nothing to worry about. I remember Chief Warrant Officer Kelly asking me what I thought about it, and he knew I wasn't sold on that shit. And he looked at me straight. He straight up looked at me and said, "Don't blow smoke up my ass. Tell me how you think. Tell me what you think about it." And I told him, I go, "It seems like there's going to be a lot of confusion, and it's just going to piss off a lot of grunts that are coming out of the field, dealing with money problems, coming back from deployment with money problems, and I just think it's going to be a clusterfuck." And he said, "Thank you for your honesty." He proved me wrong. I remember they were sending Marines out, like the newly checked in Marines. They were sending them out there to the building that they were remodeling. It was the old barracks. I think it was a geographic bachelor's barracks that they were remodeling. They were sending the newly checked in Marines and the junior Marines to go work on this building. Luckily, I lucked out of it because I had a year left, so I wasn't considered a junior Marine anymore. So all our newbies went there. Radcliffe, Hoffa, Estrada went out there, and all you guys were all making friends, and I guess you guys had an advantage of that. Not so much for me. It was cool meeting Estrada because he was from Almani too. We got a phone call in the office one day at the CONAD. They said, "We have a Marine here. Do you want him? Straight out of school, PFC. Do you want him?" Oh yeah, we could use another body. We're gonna do this pack thing anyway. I went down to Horno to go pick him up. Was it the 51 area? And I went to go pick him up. I'm like, "So am I. I'm from Almani too. Why are you saying it like that?" I'm like, "That's why I say it." Almonte. And we talked the whole way. Yeah, that was a fucking South Almani. And we connected pretty quick. I think he ended up being my roommate at one point too. Me, him, and Jesus Mayer. We were roommates. Mayer worked in the S2. He was the one that I was the best man for, or groomsman for. Yeah, he tried to play himself off as a badass and shit.
That's a good clip.
El Monte.
Is that when you guys met Staff Sergeant Rob, I think?
Oh my God, Dirty Rob.
Sergeant Rob.
Dirty Rob was still there. I guess we can go on a spiel about Dirty Rob real quick. Horace D. Robertson, that was his name. He had the nickname Dirty Rob, and we weren't too sure why. We heard once that he went during CAX, he went with another Marine to one of the hotel rooms, and I guess he was. And it's okay. It's not as bad as you think it is. But the other Marine he went with was I'll keep his name out of it. He had some female friends, and they were gonna all meet up and party, right? Fucking Dirty Rob went there with some fucking orange chicken noodles, and it's fucking funny because you're having it right now. Sitting on the fucking bed, having that fucking bowl in his fucking belly, and he's just eating that shit. He didn't give a fuck about the fucking girls that were there. He's like, shit. He's like, I'm a motherfucking chicken and noodles.
That's funny.
But I don't know why they called him Dirty Rob. I don't think God knows what he did during his time. He was one of those 20-year staff sergeants. I could talk. There could be a whole fucking section about Dirty Rob.
Cholo. No.
You motherfucking Cholo. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
Before you get back into the serious mode, tell the story about so when Estrada came and then Dirty Rob fucking said that and something about it. You told me that Monarca, Estrada didn't want to go to work or something. He was thinking about maybe go UA or some shit because of Dirty Rob.
Oh yeah, because he didn't know Dirty Rob like the way we knew Dirty Rob, and he was afraid of Dirty Rob because Dirty Rob would just he singled him out because he came in with that fucking homeboy attitude.
That's funny.
And Estrada he's like, fuck. He's like, I don't fucking want to go to work anymore. He's all, Staff Sergeant Roberts said he doesn't like me and he's got it out for me.
That's funny.
He's gonna fuck me up. He's gonna fuck me. Oh, fuck.
That'd be a good shirt. No.
I just want to get a Dirty Rob shirt, dude. We need to fucking just make a Dirty Rob shirt. I think I Googled him and I think he's still somewhere on the East Coast.
Let's talk about your move into, I guess, 62 area, or did you already do that? Like to the pack?
Oh, so I moved out of the headquarters company barracks, moved into 2-4 barracks, which was housing the pack. And I just met all kinds of new personalities. The first Marines that I met, Lance Corporal Eddie Benitez, who I actually went to boot camp with too. So I don't remember. I think he was in PCP.
Oh, okay.
So it was me, Mayor, Jesus Mayor, Eddie Benitez, and Eric Goldsby. We were all in PCP together. But I saw them all at different times in my life. Benitez was Chief Warrant Officer Kibbers's guy in personnel. Like, that was the go-to. Oh, go to Benitez, go to Benitez, go to Benitez. I'm like, fuck it, okay, I'll bow out. Benitez would always, he was our snowflake. When the shit hit the fan, I can't take this right now. And he would literally walk out and go to his fucking barracks.
Wow. Okay.
Leaving me with Samachoa, Cepeda, Rivas. I never led anybody before up until that fucking point. For some reason, it was too much for Benitez. He ended up leaving. I think he went to Horno. And new joints got put on my shoulders. And I'm like, fuck, I've never done this before. Like led. I've always had to do it on my own or somebody telling me what to do. But I never had experience in leadership before. So, given from all my, I hate using this fucking word too, but all my traumas from the other Marines I was dealing with at CONAD, I told myself, okay, I'll do this, but I'm going to do the opposite of what was done to me. And that's what Tippins mentioned in his second episode. And I dealt with different personalities. I learned how to navigate around Samachoa, the way he was, Rivas, the way he was, Cepeda, communicating with Unit Diary, travel claims, communicating with information management, and then whoever was in the front as well. Can't remember at this time.
QA, I know.
QA. So it was a brand new thing for me. It was, meal cards. Yeah, of course, meal cards. Hey, Lopez. Oh, shit, he's right here.
Hey, yeah. So
I give a shout out. I give a live shout out to Lopez.
those are significant names that you've mentioned because, I know you still communicate with many of those today.
Yeah, and it's a trip because I don't really keep in touch with the Marines from the 3 years prior. Maybe one. He got a hold of me maybe like last year or 2 years ago. But other than that, it's been you guys. Like the pack, that 1 year was, in spite of me getting injured right before the pack formed, which we haven't talked about yet. Shit. That was the best year in the Corps. I was free of my girlfriend. I felt like everything was clear. Like, fuck. And then I get injured. And that fucked everything up. Like, I kept it low key that I wanted to re-enlist because I did like the pack idea, even though I was doubting it in the beginning. Mm-hmm. But it worked. But, the injury derailed everything. But I actually let these guys be my friends. And I didn't want to. But I let them be my friends. And I was taking them to San Clemente, to Calafia Beach. I would take them to fucking Laguna Hills fucking mall. I stayed clear of fucking Oceanside. Fuck Oceanside. But I wanted to keep the morale up. That's what I wanted. I didn't want it forced. If you wanted to hang out, fuck, let's fucking go. If you don't, I'm not going to fucking force it. I'm not going to make you fucking feel bad. Because that was put that pressure was put on me during the CONAD years. It was a great year, dude. Up until I got my, the surgery that ended it all.
What's that injury that you mentioned about?
I had an injury to my right foot, damage to sesamoid bones underneath my big toe. They had to be removed. I didn't say anything about it initially. It felt like like a bone spur. There was just this weird better part of 3 months. Until a boots and utes run, and my foot just gave out. Everybody thought I was faking it. But I didn't say anything for 3 months. I was PTing on that thing, and it was killing me, dude. Finally said something because my foot gave out during the boots and utes. I was going back and forth to Naval Hospital. They were trying different methods, physical therapy. They injected steroids into my ankle, which hurt. Steroids into in between the toes. It was horrible. I felt nobody believed me. That's what sucked. I felt nobody fucking believed me. Like, I'm talking about leadership. Didn't believe me. Maybe Kibbers, because he was I think he was light duty too or something. So I think he believed me, but like Frias didn't believe me. Staff Sergeant Johnson didn't believe me. No one fucking believed me. Yeah, it was what it was. I had to come to terms with it. And like, okay, they're gonna ride me off into the sunset whether I like it or not. But it's just like, okay, time it was May. Discharge date was in November. I'm like, dude, just fucking let me stay in for the next 6 months. Put me on fucking light duty. Don't fucking medically discharge me. No, they let me ride my whole enlistment through. So I got R3P, whatever that medical discharge is, but it's honorable under medical conditions.
No, it's okay. It's honorable.
It's still honorable. That's what I wanted, dude.
Right, but look at all the stuff that you had went through already just to get to becoming a Marine, accomplishing becoming a Marine, finishing the term of the duty that we're called to do, and yeah, that's big.
Such a stupid fucking injury, and we all laugh about it now because like I had to wear a stupid moon boot and shit, but it fucked up everything, dude. I didn't get the surgery until I'm having to do all those different methods and shit. Just being like, fuck, man, just fucking do the fucking surgery. Like I just want it over and done with. I know if it gets removed, take the bones out, I'll be fucking fine. Or as fine as I can be. I won't be in pain anymore. They gave me about 3 weeks off. So during that time, they put Gallegos in charge, and the office wasn't mine anymore. I had 3 weeks to recover. I spent those 3 weeks in my mom's house in Amani, and dude, I just got so depressed. Like, I don't think I ever talked about that. I got real depressed.
Just because from doing the day-to-day and now being home relaxing, not really relaxing, but recovering, or what was it? Yeah.
Just any hope of moving forward in the Corps was gone. And I had to come to terms with it, and I knew my enlistment was up in 6 months.
Were you planning on getting out, or were you thinking of maybe?
I was thinking about maybe re-enlisting. That was a thought. That was a plan. Well, it was nothing concrete, but it was something I would have loved to have done. But the whole foot injury fucked everything up. It really did. So it derailed everything. So yeah, that time in the pack, I was working injured.
So evidently you were on light duty. You were in the office quite a bit. You saw different things, took on responsibilities that, others probably dreaded doing.
Benitez.
Yep, there we go. But that was it. You got out with the boot, or?
I think I don't remember. I think I was wearing the boot up until the surgery, and I still had the boot on during my recovery. And I think I think when I returned, I don't think I was wearing the boot anymore. But I was walking very gingerly. I was like, I didn't know what to expect.
Evidently you had restrictions and stuff, so you were taking care of yourself, making sure you're abiding by them.
Yeah, they told me that my days of standing long for long distances of a time, they were over and done with. So I guess I was getting that information and shit like that. I was very limited in what I could do.
So being told that's what sort of caused the depression, that was it. So now you had a new direction, a new mindset of trying to figure out what was going to be next.
Yeah, I returned to the office. Gallegos is already in charge, and and I'm just biding my time. I had enough time. I think I had 60 days leave. So I got out on terminal leave. I did my separations like in July. I did my final physical and all that fun stuff in July, August. Yeah, by August 30th, 31st, I was already out. Like I went on terminal leave for the next 2 months.
That's when I basically last talked to you then. Our long phone conversation. Yeah. I was overseas in Japan. I think so. Partying.
Pardon it up.
I was partying for you, man. I was partying. I guess through that process, who do you feel was a great impact during that time when you were serving, like in the fleet? You're injured, you're living life, you're enjoying it, you're being the best leader that you could be within the unit that you're serving in at the PAC. Who was inspiring you? Who was motivating you? Who was encouraging you through this process?
It was probably the Marines that I was serving with. It was Zepeda, Rivas, Samachoa, Lopez, Tippins. It was those guys. You know, I just seeing the new blood come in. It gave me like that new life. Like, you know, yeah, I'm all fucked up, but you know, I know I still had like that senioritis, but just seeing them, like, it motivated me. Like, they were the ones that I was pushing for. Like, it wasn't me trying to impress Chief War Officer Kibbers, because I already wrote off a lot of things at that point. He was a good man, and he provided me that guidance. Probably could have been a little bit more, but he did provide me how to, like, talk to certain Marines that weren't giving their 110%. I won't give any names. So he was, you know what? Let's go with Chief War Officer Kippers. He was the one that provided that leadership for me. But seeing the Marines every day, that's what kept me going.
It was that camaraderie, I think, that helped out, that gave you that extra boost, and you were down. Like, someone might have seen you, might have been a little down, and like, hey, let's go play basketball, or let's go to the gym, or let's go to the chow hall, just to have that conversation, or how you been? Cool, all right, and that's it. That's all you needed.
Yeah.
Just to be able to, yeah. Kevin.
Yeah, what's up?
So
slowing down, yeah.
No, I know. Over here, we were talking about how he was finishing up his time over here at the PAC, but I know you had to. I know there was I don't know if you had anything you wanted to add to that component of you meeting him and what your thoughts were, and I don't know what's going on. What's on your mind, brother?
You know, I checked in February 2000. It was the first week. I came in a couple of days before Burton and Ramsey did. And I just remember Monarca having the boot on, you know, so I know he was injured. I know he was going through some stuff, trying to recover, and he was running the personnel management. He was running, I think, like half of the office, I think.
Yeah.
And Snedeker was like doing the other half or something like that.
Yeah. Because Johnny D was just fucking checked out, so.
Yeah, oh, and Johnny D was there too. Yeah, that's right. But so I checked in, and I was under Monarca for a while before I got pawned off to Johnny D, and then I came right back, started typing away. But so yeah, Monarca was always. I mean, you know, we always talk about you know people that made impacts on you, especially earlier in your career, and Monarca is definitely one of them, because he was always someone to look up to. He ran the department, and so we looked to him a lot for guidance. So, you know, it's funny, after all these years, you know, without talking to you guys, and then to a certain degree, it's like you pick up where you left off once upon a time, you know.
What impact would you say you left there at 62 Area PAC, or even just with 5th Marines in general?
My impact was I didn't want to leave. I didn't want the Marines that I had under my watch to go through what I did my 3 previous years, and I hope that they knew that I try to make it as not military as much as possible. If that,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted them to remember, hey, you know what? You guys are still young men, and you guys can still do your thing. You know, and I don't know if this is right or wrong, but I wanted them to know that the Marine Corps wasn't 24/7. I mean, because once your enlistment was up, you know, there were Marines that got out that couldn't let that mentality go. Whether it was your short-termers, your long-termers, they couldn't let a certain piece of that go. And I didn't want them to have to deal with that every day. Even though, you know, I dealt with, you know, with the pack for what, a year? But I wanted to teach them that wasn't 24/7. I didn't want them to feel like this is all you have and that's it. Like, no, I wanted them to have lives outside the Corps.
And that's what's hard, because they drill it in you. Oh, you're a Marine 24/7. You are, you know, in essence, you and still now to this day, we're called out differently. You know, you were in the Marines? Oh, yes, you know, but we're looked at differently too, held to a different standard.
Yeah, they still look at you differently when when they find out that you served.
Yeah, they do.
Brothers and sisters at arms, are you struggling with your mental health? You are not alone. There is help available. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is there for you. Call or text 988 to connect with a trained crisis counselor 24/7. Do not hesitate to reach out for support. You are strong. You are loved. Semper Fi.